onye ngom na Chineke nna nke igwe biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'iji chukwocha wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbodo ekwensu bụ zu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere anyị wee na-aja gị mma na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị na-enye gị ekele ha nsọ gị wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile n'ihi na anyị enweghị ichi ọzọ ewezuga gị anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọmụkwụ anyị niile ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile anyị anaghị atụ ogwu mmadụ dị ndụ anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị refe nwa anyị bụ isi ala nye ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija ma na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasị siwe baa ha ọnụ ha wee daa hapụ ikuni ọzọ obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala ọkwa n'iyi eze ebube dị ngọzi anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị na-asị na ebe gị iche ọzọ egwezuga gị anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị mara onye bi ka na-arịọ gị ise
A minute. Just in a minute.
Is a blessing in disguise for a revolutionary Nigeria. He will be moving from mistake to mistake to the point that the people will have no option than to join hands and push all of them out. You can go and quote me anywhere. This Tifnubu government will make it so easy to let a revolution happen in Nigeria. You'll be surprised. Because, yes, I'm serious. Because it's as if it's a blessing in disguise for a revolutionary Nigeria. He will be moving from mistake to mistake to the point that the people will have no option than to join hands and push all of them out. You can go and quote me anywhere. This Tifnubu government will make it so easy to let a revolution happen in Nigeria. You'll be surprised. Because, yes, I'm serious. Because it's as if it's a blessing in disguise for a revolutionary Nigeria. He will be moving from mistake to mistake to the point that the people will have no option than to join hands and push all of them out. You can go and quote me.
Thank you for joining me this morning. I greet you all and I bring you good tidings. Raphael Chiamaka Ajere is my name, the acting minister of information, Biafra Republic government in exile. There is a message from a very beautiful Biafran sister that actually inspired this topic, that Nigeria government has now opened a customer service. Nigeria government have opened a customer service for bandits and terrorists under the Tifnubu regime. I put my link up there. I don't know if there will be time to take in people, but I just need to listen to the analysis of this precious Biafran sister. And then if there is anything, we will say. I have analyzed this video I've analyzed it, but I love the way this beloved sister analyzed it from her
Well,
own
there's so many
angle.
questions.
So I want us to just listen to her. And she made that statement that caught my attention. So let's listen to Mimi. The name of this sister is Mimi. Let's listen to her, and then I will play other updates that I have. Let's go. There's something that is raining now, something that we need to keep making go viral, despite our differences, whoever agrees with people or not. Something we must begin to ask is, Omotosho, show me the law. Have you people seen that viral? Yes, I'll play the music from YouTube, and then I'll play the video that I posted on X. Omotosho, show me the law. We must keep asking them. You see, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will be a bone on their neck. The reason why I played that Moyele Showore's video is to show you that, you see, this Tifnubu government is going to be a blessing in disguise, because it will push Nigeria to the end. Tinubu's government, as I am seeing it, and I want to affirm that it is going to be the last government of Nigeria. Yes, it's going to be the last government before Nigeria comes to a total end. Believe you me. Now, listen to this. How can a government open a customer service for bandits, for criminals, for terrorists, bandits? Now, let us listen to Mimi.
Surrounding the release of the church worshippers in... Well, there's so many questions surrounding the release of the church worshippers in Kwara State. But before we go into the conversation, let's speak some few words from Bayo Nanuga.
First of all, what can you tell us about how the 38 worshippers at that church in Eruku, Kwara State, were rescued?
Well, I think after the incident happened, and the DSS and the military were involved in the rescue efforts. I think they got in contact with the bandits to release those people unarmed. And I think finally on Sunday, they were able to get them out unarmed.
So they basically know who they are.
Well,
and, because when you say rescue them,
yeah,
did they actually
the security
physically
people,
go there and get them out?
The security people, well, at the risk of revealing how they do their work, they do have a way of tracking these people.
Right.
So they know what's going on at any point in time. What sometimes restrains them from going after them is the risk of collateral damage.
Of course.
They go about abducting our people, and they use them as shield so that they will not be attacked. So they don't just want to be attacking them. They need to be sure that they are not using our people as a kind of a shield.
But if the government did not attack them in order to rescue these people, how did they get them released? Because I mean, it seems almost...
They got in contact with them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it seems almost perverse for the people to abduct people and then a few days later release them.
They have a way of contacting them.
You mean they paid them money?
Not paying them. They know the risk. If they keep those people with them and they're saying release them, they know that the next thing will be for the government to embark on a kinetic action and attack their base.
Yeah, but they killed people.
But that's risky. But that's risky.
That makes
if
them
you attack their
criminal.
base, you can kill those.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, what people are curious to know, because it is not the government who are directly under threat, it's the people. And the people have to know how you go about doing these things in order to shore up their own defense.
I think that's left for the security people to discover. What I know is that they contacted them to release those
and they just acquiesced, did they?
Because they know the consequence of not acquiescing to government demand, that they should let those people go, so that, because they know that the consequence is that the government will come and pummel them.
But does that mean that some kind of a deal was done then to say, because I mean those people...
Bayo Nanuga said
so technically
the bandits know the consequences of not releasing these people.
Arrested, tried, and
well, let's pause and ask ourselves some questions. How would the bandits know the consequences, yet still go ahead to kidnap another 315 people? How do criminals who supposedly fear the government carry out an even larger operation in broad daylight with confidence? And by the way, let's pick some more points from the conversation. Notice the language. The government keeps saying they were released, not rescued. That is not grammar. That is confession, because release means the criminals decided to let go, maybe after negotiation or after paying ransom. But the power to decide still sat with the kidnappers. Rescued means the state took them back by force, either by strategic operation. So when they say they were released, the government is indirectly saying We appealed, we negotiated, we persuaded, but we are not fully in control of the outcome. When you say they were rescued, you're saying we took the risk, we planned the operation, and of course, we will impose consequences on the kidnappers. And that is the difference, and that is why bandits are becoming bolder. Now let's go much further. The government admit to contacting the bandit. It means a system that manages crime instead of defeating it. Think about it. We were told they have ways to reach them. That means criminals are known, they are mapped, they are reachable. But despite this, we aren't seeing any mass arrests, not even a dismantled camp. That is the difference. This is not deterrence. This is customer service for criminals. When government proudly explains how they can reach bandits.
Did you hear that? That is not deterrence, but customer service for criminals. Customer service. Did you hear that? Eh? Just all of a sudden, people were kidnapped. Then all of a sudden, they were released. No harm. You see the question they were asking Bayo Onanuga. Yeah, he was saying they just went to their camp and then they released them and then they avoided the collateral damage and all that. Just like that. It is called what? Customer service to bandits. Let's continue to listen to her.
We will impose consequences on the kidnappers. And that is the difference. And that is why bandits are becoming bolder. Now let's go much further. The government admit to contacting the bandit. It means a system that manages crime instead of defeating it. Think about it. We were told they have ways to reach them. That means criminals are known, they are mapped, they are reachable. But despite this, we aren't seeing any mass arrests, not even a dismantled camp. That is the difference. This is not deterrence. This is customer service for criminals. When government proudly explains how they can reach bandits, but cannot confidently show you how they punish them, it tells you clearly, we are not running a justice system. We are running a conflict management system. Any country where the government can contact bandits like business partners is already admitting leadership failure, because negotiation is not victory. Negotiation simply means we have lost control of the security space and we are now managing the crime instead of defeating it. When the government says we reached out and they complied, that is not success, that is an indictment. It tells us 4 things. 1, the bandits are known. 2, the state is not in full control. 3, we have normalized failure. And unfortunately, the citizens are now the bargaining chips. That is not governance. Nigeria is in survival mode. The release of those 38 worshippers is good news, but the process behind their release is a mirror showing everything wrong with the leadership in Nigeria.
The release is good news, but the process is a mirror showing everything wrong. Just look at the body language of Bayo Onanuga. Look at the way, when the journalist was trying to ask him questions, he was talking over the voice of the journalist to cover up their criminality, their hypocrisy, their evil, and their wickedness. It was not even long before you saw him attacking Peter Obi, because Igbo is their problem. Yet terrorism is ravaging them. I am telling you, this is the end of the road for Nigeria. I just want Mimi to repeat that last line again.
Fortunately, the citizens are now the bargaining chips. That is not governance. Nigeria is in survival mode. The release of those 38 worshippers is good news, but the process behind their release is a mirror showing everything wrong with the leadership in Nigeria, and the truth will remain the same. Negotiation is not victory. It is the loudest evidence of leadership failure.
Negotiation is not victory. It is what? The loudest evidence of government failure. Please repeat that again. I just love this lady's analysis. Am I able to take
Truth
it back?
at a time. Take care, and fortunately, the citizens are now the bargaining chips. That is not governance. Nigeria is in survival mode. The release of those 38 worshippers is good news, but the process behind their release is a mirror showing everything wrong with the leadership in Nigeria, and the truth will remain the same. Negotiation is not victory. It is the loudest evidence of leadership failure. It is a truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.
Thank you. Mimi. Thank you. Now we are asking a very fresh and a very real question.
Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law.
You know, they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrogant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shouting, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was disrespectful. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his disrespectfulness, his arrogance is what you are seeing here. The only thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asking in that court was, Omotosho, show me the written law. Omotosho, where is the law? Is that not the arrogance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu punch the judge in his face? Did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu do any other thing apart from this? This is the wrong of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law.
Now they have opened a business center or a customer service for terrorists. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted and catapulted to Sokoto, the den of terrorists. The only crime of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is abiding by the law and asking for the freedom of his people. In Nigeria, you have come to the end of the road. I think my brother sent me a video right now. Let me see. If I don't know the video you sent, let's play it. I think it must be another analysis on the judgment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me bring that. Let me bring this video. I think I've seen that video, but I have not had time to analyze it. But since Ifeanyi have reminded us of this video, let's now do a little quick. Let's go through it together and let's see whether we have something to say there. I have not listened to this, but I'm sure there's something very good from this video. Well, it is long. Do we have time? But let's go.
Thank you so very much for giving us your time. And if you just joined us, this is still Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. An Anambra-based lawyer and chairman of the Ebonyi Lawyers Forum, Victor Alo, has criticized the life sentence given to IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, calling it a par incurium judgment. He argued in Mpo that the Federal High Court should have first decided the issue of jurisdiction raised by Kanu before ruling. Alo also noted that the Terrorism Act used in the trial had been repealed, insisting that the conviction based on defunct law violates the legal maxim ex nihilo nihil fit, which means that nothing comes from nothing.
Very true. He further questioned the evidence presented, saying no weapon was tendered and nothing proved Kanu's involvement in terrorism beyond reasonable doubt. Alo acknowledged that Kanu's conduct in court was sometimes confrontational, but maintained that behavior cannot replace concrete evidence. He added that none of the alleged perpetrators of violence had been arrested or made statements linking Kanu to the acts.
Also, Alo expressed optimism that the Court of Appeal or Supreme Court would overturn what he called an unsustainable verdict. He also suggested that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu could grant Kanu clemency as an alternative measure to ease tension and promote stability in the southeast of Nigeria.
Yeah.
We still have Barrister Vance Ofeli. Barrister, thank you so very much for your time and hanging on.
Well.
All right, so let's get talking on this issue, which I would love to believe the shelf life is still very, very active. We might discuss this issue around the country for as long as it remains. But let's get talking on the legal issue now. All of those things your colleague stated there, some of them are Latin words and all. I would love you to help us break it down, please, so we understand where we are and many more.
Yes, there's an absolute miscarriage of justice in that case. There's a miscarriage of justice because if you look at it, ex nihilo nihil fit, nothing comes from nothing. You cannot pull something from nothing. Nothing is equal to nothing. Okay. It's a judgment that is delivered per incurium.
Please, I want you people to understand something here. This is a lawyer that is not part of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's legal team that is speaking. How many of you are thinking about tracing this thing back to Ifeanyi Ejiofor? Ifeanyi Ejiofor, instead of addressing oh my God, what's happening? Okay. I think my network is back. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, please, I don't need this network failure, please. I have my gadget here now. This thing is working. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, instead of addressing this issue from this perspective, where Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has an edge, a strong edge over Nigeria, he was insulting the legal team of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, insulting Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, insulting everybody, and claiming that they should go back and fight it and do this and do that, and that the lawyers, they were novice, they were useless, they were wearing just, I can't even remember all the nonsense he wrote. Now, you'll be listening to another lawyer who is not part of the legal team telling you that nothing stands or nothing. As these things are unfolding, Biafrans, we are now knowing who the real enemies of Biafra are. Who are the people involved in Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's, ordeal. I don't want to go to DOS. You see DOS people. All those people that were insulting Simon Ekpa. All those people that were fighting Simon Ekpa. Today, all of them are quiet. All those witnesses that went to Finland to witness against Simon Ekpa that stood with Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. All of them, Emeka Gift and the rest of them. Today, are we not on the same page fighting for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? They were pretending as if they are the ones that love Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, but the only chance Mazin Nnamdi Kanu had, which is our prime minister fighting for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, they fought him tooth and nail to destroy him. But today, it's evident that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu had only one loyal disciple, only one loyal supporter. That is Simon Ekpa. Please, let's just listen to this. Everything will boil down to that point later. Let us fight for the freedom of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu first. Because already we know that our prime minister, his own is just Ofenkupu. Our prime minister is coming out with power. With power. You see all these people? I get many, many things. Don't worry. Let us listen to this lawyer first.
Means that the judgment itself did not follow the basic legal principle for which we ought to have followed. Now, when you look at the spread of the case, there are three fundamental issues. First, the law upon which he was charged had been repealed. Okay, so the statutory absence of the existence of that law itself, foils that issue. Okay. Two, the objection raised by Nnamdi Kanu in terms of the objection that relates to that the court lacks jurisdiction to that effect was not adhered to by the judge. Preliminary objection under the law, once it is brought, the law says that it can be raised at any point before judgment. So, and once it is raised, the court must first of all suspend whatsoever it is doing to attend to that. When the issue of jurisdiction is raised, the court must first of all assume jurisdiction to determine whether it has jurisdiction or not. That was not done. Okay? Then the third one has to do with proof beyond reasonable doubt, the material evidence, the nexus, that the unequivocal evidence that's supposed to link Nnamdi Kanu to the charge was not there. Like the lawyer said, there was no weapon. Even when you go beyond that, there was nothing direct. You are saying he made this statement, he made that statement. All those whom were affected, nobody was called as witness to testify. So the court solely relied on circumstantial evidence under the Evidence Act. Circumstantial evidence requires corroboration before it can be fit for conviction. Okay? So when you look at the case in its totality, these three defects deflate the argument put forth by that judgment for the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. In criminal cases, the law says that you cannot charge someone for an offense not known to law, and you cannot charge someone for an offense that is not in a written law. Okay, so if you are charging someone on a law that has been repealed, and you have that in your,
You cannot charge someone on a law that does not exist. You cannot charge someone on a law that is not written. Or Motosho, show me the written law. Was that not the question of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? Show me the written law. If I a Joffa and all you bastard that God will punish, you are not arguing the fact that Omotosho could not show the written law. You see all the people accomplices, all the accomplices of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's ordeal. The God of heaven will deal with all of you one by one. Omotosho, show me the law. Was that not Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's question? Did Omotosho tell anybody that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was asking a wrong question? No. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was asking a very valid question. Where is the law? Show me the law. Omotosho, show me the written law. Show me the law. Was that not the question? Did Omotosho show Mazin Nnamdi Kanu the law? The answer is no.
Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law.
Did he show Mazin Nnamdi Kanu the law? The answer is no. So let's continue. I will be playing this intermittently, okay? So that you will understand that anyone that is against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu that comes out to fight this legal team or fight Mazin Nnamdi Kanu or saying that the law have had this place, God will destroy all of you. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will win all of you. And again, one thing we must know is that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu does not need any pardon. It's not because when they come and say Tifnubu will pardon Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, it means they are going to hold it firm that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was rightfully convicted. No, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was wrongfully convicted. The judgment will be overturned, and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will win this case. We don't need any Tifnubu pardon. God punish you. Pardon who? You that is pardoning criminals. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu not commit any crime. So we are not anybody talking about presidential pardon. God will punish all of you. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, he wants you to show him the law. If you can prove it beyond any doubt, then let him go to jail. But if you cannot prove it that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, you are rightfully judging him or convicting him, there's nothing like pardon, presidential pardon. Do you know what it means? When you presidentially pardon Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, it will remain in history that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu committed that crime. So we will never admit that. Never. God punish devil.
a charge sheet. What you need to do is to first of all address that as a prosecution counsel or the prosecution team, which was not done. Okay, criminal trial requires proof beyond reasonable doubt. It is not enough to say he made statements. To whom did he make the statement? Where are the witnesses? Where are the evidence? Okay, upon his conviction, on what basis are you arriving at his guilt and thereafter his conviction and sentencing? Okay, so we don't, in law, you cannot, apply speed and kill it on the altar of technicality. So the court, I absolutely agree with the lawyer that that judgment is sitting on a very wrong tripod, because by the time you clear those three angles, three aforementioned angles, there's nothing left of that judgment, because it is political. Perhaps there is a pressure to score points, but the law does not see it that way. Whether a matter is political or not, even if a matter is political, it must conform to legal process, legal proceedings.
Exactly.
If a defendant is raising an objection, you don't say because you want to deliver judgment, you want to end the case, you go ahead and deliver judgment. When in section 36 of the 1999 Constitution, it says that the defendant must be given adequate time and facility to prepare for his defense. There are times when the judge
he was given more than enough opportunity.
No.
Especially when he said he wanted to defend himself. The judge kept telling him
when he filed the objection, the motion to challenge jurisdiction, the judge refused to hear the motion. He was given enough time to enter his defense, but he opted for a motion.
So what's the difference?
To challenge the jurisdiction. Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are asking him to open his defense. That's to call his witnesses that he has listed. He listed many of them. You're asking to call them and have his case dispensed with. You understand? You gave him enough adjournment on that. In the process of that, he came up with a motion. He brought out a motion. He filed a motion and said that I am challenging the jurisdiction of this court. It's allowed in law. Objection can be brought at any point before judgment.
Wow.
Yes. There are times when a judge has written a full judgment, has adjourned to deliver the judgment, and will file motion to arrest the judgment. It's allowed in law. So what will now happen is that instead of the court to go ahead to deliver that judgment, the court will suspend that judgment, the substantive suit, and focus on the motion filed. Okay? And then deal with that motion to its conclusion before it goes back to the judgment.
Are you listening?
That is the law. Okay? So if that was not followed, would you still say that the judgment is sound on that? See,
when Mazin Namkan was telling them, you don't know law. You don't know law. Was that what he was telling them? You don't know law. Show me the law. Show me. You don't know law.
Judgment, however sound and brilliant, that is delivered by a court that lacks jurisdiction goes to no issue. Ex nihilo, nihil fit. From nothing comes nothing. This judgment cannot be an exception. It cannot be because lawyers just kept quiet. You can't.
Wait.
This is the.
You hear what he said? He said, is it because lawyers just kept quiet? That means lawyers are keeping quiet. Why this kind of impunity is going on? They are rubbishing the law and lawyers are keeping quiet in Nigeria. Do you know that Tifnubu had a meeting with lawyers, the judges and all of them? Could that be the reason why he met with them and all of them were singing on your mandate, on your mandate? Now, they finished singing on your mandate, on the mandate of Tifnubu, and then the law is being overriding, the law is being trashed upon, the law is being, misused, and all of them are keeping quiet. Judges are keeping quiet. Senior advocates are keeping quiet. You see the reason why Mazin Kanu have to remove all those senior advocates, because they were senior advocates of nonsense, senior advocates of shame. They could not defend Mazin Kanu. Mazin Kanu said, I will defend myself. How will lawyers and judges that are singing on your mandate come and defend Mazin Kanu? Listen to what this man said. He said, is it because lawyers are keeping quiet? Yeah, so lawyers are keeping quiet. Okay, listen to him. He said it here.
Court that lacks jurisdiction goes to no issue. Ex nihilo, nihil fit. From nothing comes nothing. This judgment cannot be an exception. It cannot be because lawyers just kept quiet. You can't.
Hey.
This is the first judgment that we are putting something on nothing and expecting it to stand.
Hey!
It cannot.
He said, this is the first judgment that we are putting on nothing, and you expect it to stand. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will never, God forbid, God punish devil. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will never allow it to stand. God of heaven will never allow it to stand. Jesus Christ.
This is the first judgment that we are putting something on nothing and expecting it to stand.
Hey.
It cannot stand. This has nothing to do with emotions.
Hey.
And the fact that a defendant is unruly in court, uncultured and mannerless, does not give the court, does not give the court, does not empower the court to pass judgment against him.
Are you listening to that? Because some of them, people like Apeface Abati, who is saying that he was so rude, he was so... Listen to what this lawyer is saying here. Even if the person decide to be very unruly, decide to be very, very disrespectful, that does not give you the right to do what you did on him. I want you to repeat that again, sir. This thing we are going to visit again later. Fine, thank you for bringing this video up. Thank you. Listen.
Does not give the court, does not empower.
Say it again.
And the fact that a defendant is unruly in court, uncultured and mannerless,
okay,
does not give the court, does not give the court, does not empower the court to pass judgment against him.
Okay.
There are other options the court ought to have turned to by contempt, you know. The court will have charged him for contempt.
Yes.
Or any other remedy available to the court. So because I've heard people say because he was unruly, that is why the court had to quickly. That is judicial blasphemy. To convict a man because.
That is what judicial blasphemy. Chineke Namle. Please repeat that in again.
Or any other remedy available to the court. So because I've heard people say because he was unruly, that is why the court had to quickly. That is judicial blasphemy. To convict a man because he's unruly. No.
See, it's actually interesting, Barrister, you're saying. Yes, Barrister, sorry to cut in here. It's actually very interesting as you fleshing out some of these things and expose them as much as you can. But as a lawyer, is it fair to say that at this point you are questioning the intellectual dexterity of Motosh or SAN at this point, and knowing what he had going on?
Very well, very well. What do we do on appeal? I can talk like this now because the case has ended. And they have not filed appeal. They are filing today or tomorrow. The reason lawyers cannot talk outlandishly before now is because the matter is sub judice. Right now, it's no longer sub judice. And when we go on appeal, what do we say? We'll say, see how we couch appeal. Let me tell you how we couch appeal. The learned trial judge misdirected himself. That's how we couch appeal. When he, when he concluded or made so that's how you couch appeal. The learned trial judge erred in law. Do you understand?
He erred.
So that is it. So you will see that the appeal will be framed around these three premises. It's a criminal matter, it's not a civil suit. Criminal matters that the penalty is capital. You don't treat it with kid's glove. The fact that Nnamdi Kanu unwittingly said he was going to defend himself does not change the procedures and principles of law. The procedures and principles of law, they still stand. Jurisdiction is a threshold issue, is a hallmark of litigation.
Hey! Jurisdiction is the hallmark of litigation. Is the hallmark. They have to base it on that. Jurisdiction is the hallmark. Oh my God. Please repeat it again. I need to end this because we'll come back to this afternoon. Jurisdiction is the hallmark.
He said he was going to defend himself. Does not change the procedures and principles of law. The procedures and principles of law, they still stand. Jurisdiction is a threshold issue, is a hallmark of litigation.
Jurisdiction is a threshold issue. It is the foundation. If there is no jurisdiction, everything is finished. Mazen Kanu said, you don't have jurisdiction. Oh my God. In fact, we'll come back to this. We have only treated 13 minutes of a 29 minutes video. I will be back. Honestly, Chineke Namle Omotosho, show me the law. Omotosho,
where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law. Omotosho, where is the written law? Show me the law.
You know what? We are going to Aiga Kuzu Mang. Aiga Kohamang. You see this man, this fresh face ahead of me there? You see my prime minister? He is coming. He studied international law. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa studied international law. Nigeria, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. I am Vam Vam Vam. I will be back. Let's keep this fire on. I will be back. Share this video. Tell them that Vam 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 will be back. This afternoon, we will deal with this issue. And then this evening, we'll open the line. We'll open the line. I saw somebody in my studio earlier on. I'm sorry I couldn't take you because this thing is very deep. Very, very deep. We need to address it very, very well. We need to make these things go viral. It is very important for us not to do saga this time. Anybody drop saga, forget saga. Let us face this thing together. If you love Mazen Namdekan and you love our prime minister, let's face this thing. Forget saga with DOS. Forget saga with Vam Vam Vam. Forget saga. Let us deal with this issue. Let's deal with Nigeria. I love you all. Airborne.